Ladies and gentlemen,
The Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
We did it, sir.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
The government was caught spying on you, but we don't know what governments. A U.S. senator warned that governments are monitoring people through push notifications. Those are the annoying notifications you get on your phone from your apps. Not Tinder, though. Everyone's swiping past your chronically single ass. I'm sorry. This means the government could read your texts, your workout location, your period app if you're Dylan Mulvaney, I think, and your Clash of Clans telling you some kid in the Middle East is raiding your village and you lost so you prepare like the US in 2001 and unleash a raid that looks like Gaza right now. Sorry, my village just keeps losing. Ron Wyden, the Democratic senator from Oregon, wrote a letter to the Justice Department saying his office received a tip about foreign governments demanding data from Google and Apple, but the two corporations are under a gag order from the US government and cannot speak on it. Basically, the government is not only allowing your data to be put into foreign governments' hands, but they're also taking your data and force the corporations into an agreement where they can't say anything about it. So if you're tracking all of your meals on your phone, I hope you read the terms and conditions because you might be in a shitty situation.
Hold up, here it is right here. By clicking agree, you are also acknowledging that Apple may sew your mouth to the butthole of another iTunes user. Oh boy.
Welcome to Semi-Daily Night Show. DINKS, an acronym that I thought was an insult, has been going viral. It stands for Double Income, No Kids. Out of all the people I've met, there's about 3 that were smart enough to have their genes passed on, so maybe this trend is good for society. But the trend made Republicans mad. Shocker. This has become a culture war, and given this is America, we involve ourselves in every war. Annoying hacks like Tim Pool, who has no kids, is mad about people not having kids. That sums up Tim Pool perfectly. But people who boast about being dinks are more annoying than a crying baby on a plane. That's the perfect definition of ironic. The viral losing genetic lottery of a couple bragged about having money for Trader Joe's and buying $8 lattes. They look like they smell like soy milk, which explains why he bragged about doing it only just 3 times a week. I'm sure the chronic missionary was riveting, bud. It is hilarious that the entire generation of people who need SSRIs to even scroll through Twitter think their lives are so exciting because they shop at Trader Joe's. All the videos had a common theme: consuming. Every dink video went over how they just consume snacks or pointless things since they don't have kids. The last flex they had was that they get to leave parties early without an excuse. Good. No one wants to hear about how Trader Joe's is your personality for an entire night. And when you get home, you're probably just going to eat some soy milk dessert anyways, you dink. See, it sounds like an insult. Besides, I'm sure their wives' boyfriends will end up giving them a kid. Got him. Taylor Swift is Time's Person of the Year, and it is fitting if you look at the past persons of the year. I have been warning people all year she has the ability to be a sovereign nation, and no one believed me. Taylor Swift started out humbly wearing t-shirts and sitting on bleachers, but her rise to power has begun. Her touring outfits remind me of past dictators if they had a bedazzler. She stimulated the entire economy with her Eras tour, coming in over at $1 billion. She started an earthquake, which is a natural disaster, kind of like the Maui fires, and has enough of a following to form a separatist group. Swifties could overrun every Panera and produce a small country's GDP to build the funds to invade a nation if they wanted. And like 2007's Time Person of the Year, she just might. And Panera has a lemonade that could fuel a fighting army. The Panera Charged Lemonade. I swear, lemonades get charged in this country before the Epstein client list does. The drink may have force quitted another person, if you know what I mean, after drinking 3 of the charged lemonades. Now, one of these liquid Adderalls has 390 milligrams of caffeine in one large lemonade. And according to my math right there, this is over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, or what I call a Monday morning. The lemonade is rumored to have fentanyl in it. That's a joke. I made that up. But at this rate, it could. Now, the FDA, that's the body of government of people that look like that, they make all the rules on our food. The head of them usually is just some corrupt person with ties to Big Pharma to make sure they can do stuff like
putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that?
And yeah, the current head of the FDA's resume looks like your grandma's medicine cabinet. Anyway, the FDA says up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day is safe, and drinking 3 of these is almost 3 times that amount. I sympathize with the 2 victims as the drink is advertised as plant-based, so some would assume that's healthy. But why would your lemonade not be plant-based unless it does contain fentanyl? And you don't want people to suspect that it does. Holy shit, they're putting chemicals in the lemonade. A new study shows the biggest red flag for men when it comes to dating women is they identify as a communist. So a red flag is a red flag. Get it? Because those were communists. That joke sucked. 64% of men have said it's the biggest red flag. The second is no hobbies. And third is women who identify as a MAGA Republican. Now, anyone who over-identifies with any political party is annoying. You ever met a super Republican woman? You have. They bring up immigrants within the first 5 minutes of talking. Women also had a similar stance. 55% of women also found it unattractive if men identified as a communist. And I don't blame them. Pro-communist guys don't even know if they're a guy. But 76% of women said identifying as a MAGA Republican is a red flag. Now this sounds bad, but the men identifying as a MAGA Republican are too busy actually working to notice this. So they'll be fine. One lady being surveyed was upset a guy referred to her as a little radical leftist, as if it were cute. Where do some of you get your dating advice? Ben Shapiro? The president's son has been indicted after failing to pay over $1.4 million in taxes. Hunter Biden made most of his money working for a Ukrainian energy company. Now he doesn't have any formal training in energy, but he has snorted a lot of things that give you energy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The indictment has been released, and this man's resume is sketchier than Elizabeth Warren's net worth. Now, why this is important is all this went down as his dad was vice president at the time. He received $7 million from foreign companies, one being a Chinese private equity company, to help negotiate contracts, which was just him yelling at his dad to do whatever China wants. He pulled out $1.6 million over a few years from ATMs, and we have the breakdowns. $683,000 were payments to various women. Now, girlfriends are expensive, but girlfriends you have to pay for by the hour are even more expensive. Clothing, $397,000, and like his dad, he's probably a Balenciaga guy. Did we all just forget about that? Tuition in education was $309,000. He spent more on mattress workers than his children's education. $188,000 for adult entertainment. I assume that's Topgolf, and I love Topgolf, so no judgment there. It was also reported that his Ukrainian salary was cut in half just after Trump was elected. Hunter Biden is the first guy to make less money when Trump was in office. 3 Ivy League colleges are getting canceled. Now, I know more people with DUIs than I do college degrees, but the few people I do know with prestigious college degrees are usually really intellectually deficient. One that I know just covers Jack Johnson songs on TikTok, which probably gets more views than me now. The Ivy League president of MIT, Harvard, and Penn are under fire after their stance on anti-Semitic chants. You've seen the clip by now. And the situation is confusing. The right is canceling people in colleges for speech. The left, who said punch little mustache supporters, are now supporting little mustache ideologies. And politicians are mad that colleges gave politician-like answers. We all need a break from the internet. Lizzie McGuire, which is Lizzie McGuire with a degree, is being asked to resign due to her comments, and it is rumored because a donor is withholding their $100 million donation until she does. Like I said, you have to be dumb to donate $100 million to a school for students just to end up playing Jack Johnson covers. Play something good like John Mayer. Also, who the fuck has $100 million to donate to college? Probably a dink. See, that does sound like an insult.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live!